Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, a family fun fest that benefited the Genesis Fund, drew in some big names to a local sports complex. Plus, Clean Sweep 2011 took place to help beautify our streets and parks. And later in this half hour, students from our local charter school raise awareness of hunger within our community. Those stories and more coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with our local effort to help the Genesis Fund.
This is number one, so it's just starting. So hopefully we'll be able to do this every year.
Last weekend, Fort Kicks was buzzing with excitement as families came out to support the Genesis Fund. The Genesis Fund is a nonprofit organization founded in 1982 by Dr. Murray Feingold to bridge the gap between coordinated medical care and typical health insurance coverage for children born with birth defects. Dr. Feingold, who is always looking for new ways to raise money for this cause, found Fort Kicks to be a perfect fit.
The Genesis Fund has been looking for some type of event that included the family. We have a lot of golf events and that type of thing, but we wanted the family. And we came across this place, and it was ideal for what we wanted to accomplish. And we were going to have a family fest, a family fun fest. So that's how we got together, and they thought it was a good idea. We thought it was a good idea.
The mission of the Genesis Fund is to provide funding for the specialized care of New England area children with genetic diseases and mental retardation.
Not only do we take care of them medically, but we manage their care. We refer them to specialists who will take care of some of their problems. Our children have a lot of serious problems, orthopedic, cardiac, neurological problems, and we arrange for these specialists to see these children in a coordinated fashion.
The work that the Genesis Fund does ensures that children and their families receive the care and support they need.
I've been following some of my patients for 30 years, 40 years. So it's really a family practice that takes care of children with multiple problems.
Pat Teeger, co-owner of Fort Kicks, donated the space for this event and knows how important it is to give back.
I'm very lucky. I have 4 healthy children that have already come to be adulthood, and we really don't want to appear that we're only taking money from the environment. We want people to realize that we have a heart, and Marlborough is just a fantastic city for that. They do so many things for a lot of people around here.
Susan Warnick, a news anchor for News Center 5, has been a supporter of Dr. Feingold and his efforts with the Genesis Fund since the beginning.
Dr. Murray Feingold is the Genesis Fund. Years ago, I don't even remember how many, but it's at least 30, he came up with this idea. Because of his medical background, he saw the need. And I'm proud to say that way back then, I was one of the people who saw it all happen. I can't take any credit for it at all. He saw the need, he saw the kids, he knew that there were so many good people in the greater Boston area in professional sports and in other types of celebrity status who would want to help, and he just brought everybody together and he said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to raise money for research, we're going to raise money for programs, and we're going to help the children. And he has done that every day of his life ever since.
Through fundraising events and private and corporate contributions, the Genesis Fund has raised over $26 million to help fund the specialized treatment of New England area children.
Every dollar that you give to the Genesis Fund goes directly to something, a program, a plan, something that helps improve the life of a child and so helps a family. What's better than that? Nothing.
The Finance Committee on Monday night supported using $160,000 from the city's Affordable Housing Stabilization Fund for the construction of a new single-family home to be built at 61 Emmett Street. The project will produce a home for the Community Development Authority to sell as affordable housing. The CDA has been working with Assabet Valley Regional Technical High School for 2 years about the possibility of having students working at the site. The current house needs to be demolished within 30 days, and a foundation would be ready for Assabet students to start building the house in September. Students will not be paid, and it would be implemented as a school project. The home could sell for close to $200,000. The Finance Committee also backed using $116,000 from the Affordable Housing Stabilization Fund for the renovation of 16 Clinton Street, another CDA property, into a two-family rented home. The Finance Committee recommended approving the transfers for both projects with 4-0 votes. For this week's Committee Corner, I'm Rob O'Keefe.
The Marlborough Economic Development Corporation announced on Thursday that the public forum of the city's master plan scheduled for May 21st has been postponed. A new date has not been set, and the postponement will not hold back the completion date of the master plan of September 15th. The city will start its annual spring hydrant flushing program next week. Some customers may have dirty water as a result of the program. The city expects the flushing to last for about 5 weeks. For more information, please contact the DPW's Water Division at 508-624-6910 extension 7401. Clean Sweep 2011 took place last weekend. Here's news reporter Megan Mellon with more on this story.
Project Clean Sweep kicked off last Saturday at the DPW. Everyone from the mayor to city residents came out to support the cause.
I'm so excited to see how many people have come out today. What I'm really excited about is all of the young people that are here today. This is really a great turnout.
After a rough winter, there was plenty of debris to be picked up. There were plenty of residents around showing their community pride by cleaning up.
It's a nice day, and we need to clean up Marlborough. So we've been volunteering for a number of years just to do our bit to keep the earth a little cleaner.
Project Clean Sweep was not lost on local businesses. Raytheon held a breakfast for their employers who came out to help beautify Marlborough.
I think it gives you a sense of community and a sense of that helping out and being part of the community, and makes you feel better because you're doing something that helps the community.
Oh, it's a great idea to help clean up the area. We live here, we drive by here every day, and it's a good opportunity to get together with friends and coworkers and help out in the good cause.
Raytheon's trying to be a good neighbor to the city of Marlborough, and this is the 8th year we've been doing this, and each year it grows and grows, and it actually has turned into a special event because the mayor stops by every year and greets all the volunteers, so it's something to look forward to.
As great as it was to see the amount of people who came out to volunteer today, Project Clean Sweep can always use more.
I'm not sure why everybody doesn't come out. It is your world, so keep it clean.
Although our community-wide cleanup is over, you can always help out in your own neighborhood. There's no need to wait till next year. Kristen, back to you.
Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week, members of our community gave up their time on Wednesday to read to our students. But first, our walking school buses are back up and running just in time for Massachusetts Walk to School Day. We're back with that story after this short break. Please stay with us.
I had a pain in my back.
I just didn't feel right.
I was short of breath.
A pain in my jaw.
I didn't have any pain.
Just pressure in my chest.
I didn't know it.
I was having a heart attack.
A heart attack.
I could have died.
Know these warning signs and call 911 immediately. Most heart attacks start slowly and are not always intense with the typical chest pain. New medications and treatments can prevent disability and save your life.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. This past Wednesday, May 4th, was Massachusetts Walk to School Day, with our walking school buses up and running once again. As part of our Safe Routes to School program, students were walking with parents and staff. The Kane School had its School Spirit Day on Wednesday as well, so they were out walking to school in their pajamas. If you would like more information about Safe Routes to School, please visit the school district's website at mps-edu.org. The Richer Elementary School conducted their annual Community Reading Day on Wednesday. The event encourages all children to take an interest in reading on their own.
It's a great liaison between the school and the community, and that's what we want to build. We try to do that as much as possible.
Each year, the Richer School invites volunteers to come into the school for Community Reading Day. Volunteers are asked to donate 30 minutes of time to read to a classroom of students.
We have Community Reading Day. We usually have it in the morning, and we usually set it up during National Children's Book Week. So this is National Children's Book Week, this first week in May. And we try to reach out to the community in Marlborough and try to get as many community members as we can to come in and read to the children.
The goal is to have a reader in every classroom. Readers can share their favorite story or read a recommendation from the school librarian.
It's great for the readers to come in because they kind of get excited about the books and reading to the children, and they love to have the kids ask them questions and things like that, so it's great.
children develop the skills needed for literacy and language before the age of 3, but they aren't formally taught those skills until they are of school age. So, how do parents set their children up to succeed? The answer is to read to them out loud.
In the general education population, there's a lot of struggling readers. Some of them come into kindergarten a bit behind with their ability to read or understand their letters and their sounds. So then when they start behind, they kind of stay behind. So our job is to close that gap, and we see a lot of that gap happening for them in K and grade 1. And we really want to get them reading the words as efficiently and automatic as they can, so then they can comprehend what they're reading and understand it.
Oftentimes, poor performance in school leads to poor performance in other areas, but that can all be avoided if parents simply take 15 to 30 minutes a day to read out loud to their child.
Sometimes you can do a read aloud and just read parts of the story and then say, why don't you pick up the book and finish it? And that gets a child wanting to read. And it's just vital for them to just get more time on reading, because the research shows more time on reading, the better the student becomes a reader, and that's what we want. We want to build readers.
Studies show that the more words a child hears, the faster they develop language.
The more they read together, the more they learn, the more they understand reading. It's just such an important thing. They gain vocabulary, knowledge, they get, they just build their own background knowledge about interesting things. So it really helps them.
Although age-appropriate books are the best to read to your child, DePerry says that anything you read is helping them develop skills for life.
Even if it's a small amount or whatever they have an interest in is so much better than trying to push them into a book or trying to make them read more than they want to. Even if it's just a little bit of time on reading, it's going to help them.
National Honor Society students from our local charter school got together Wednesday afternoon to display their collections from a recent food drive. The students collected over 1,700 items for our local food pantry. In tough financial times, the role of food banks have become even more crucial as more and more Massachusetts residents are seeking help. There continues to be a significant need for more food, and in the spring, contributions are typically at their lowest. The Advanced Math and Science Academy's chapter of the National Honor Society wrapped up its first year by organizing a can drive where they collected over 1,700 canned goods from AMSA's students during the month of April.
Over the past few weeks, we've been collecting cans for the Marlborough Food Pantry, who we've worked with before, and we wanted to help raise awareness about the hunger in our communities. So the National Honor Society came, we got all our cans, and we decided to build the word need to kind of emphasize all the need for cans that the food pantry needs, and just the need for people to have good nourishment in their lives.
Originally planning on making a structure with the canned goods outside, the rain on Wednesday forced the students to come up with a different location. The charter school's neighbor, 4 Kicks, an outdoor and indoor sports complex, came to their rescue. 34 students, along with their sponsors, constructed a turf structure which read "Need" written in cans.
We had a few people leading. We have a committee, some committee heads who helped just lead the overall process. If everyone just really worked together really well, I feel like we're a really good team together. It's a small enough group that we can all work well together.
The main goal of the Advanced Math and Science Academy Charter School's National Honor Society was to raise the awareness of hunger within our community.
We really liked how we could bring everyone in the school together to help. I think we have about at least a can from every student in the school about. So it really was a great way to bring the community together to help, and for a really good cause too. This helps Marlborough, this helps the food pantry. We just like how integrated it makes it.
Coming up, a new innovative way to inspire those with memory loss. Plus, we'll have your pet of the week. Don't move. We're back after this short break.
I'm Officer Darvin Anderson of the Brockton Police Department. This is my canine partner, Gomo. Protecting my partner is a priority for our survival. Canines are trained to give up their lives for their human partners. In the last 3 years, 24 police dogs in the United States have been shot and killed in the line of duty. A bullet and stab protective vest could save their lives. Departmental budgets often do not cover the cost for our canine partners. In August 2010, K9 Kilo from Florida suffered 3 gunshot wounds, 1 to his chest. His bulletproof vest saved his life, and miraculously, Kilo was back to work in only 2 weeks after the shooting. There are many law enforcement canines in Massachusetts who are at risk every day without protection. With your assistance, we can provide vests for our partners. Vested Interest in Canines is a non-profit organization that provides bulletproof vests for canines in Massachusetts. Your generosity could help keep the canines safe. Thank you.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Hearthstone Alzheimer Care, which is located at New Horizons in Marlborough, has introduced a new way to inspire those suffering from memory loss. We took a look at the new program on Wednesday.
It's not all about what has been lost, but what they can still accomplish and what they can still do with the disease.
Hearthstone Alzheimer Care has introduced an innovative, one-of-a-kind dementia treatment program to its residents. The program is called Cognitive Mental Achievement Program, designed for people living with mild to mid-stage memory loss.
CMAP is a resident-driven program, meaning that they're the ones that are running the program. I'm just facilitating it. It's a learning center for people with a diagnosis of dementia so that they can continue the learning process, even in the later stages of their life.
This unique research-based program allows people living with a cognitive impairment to participate in a true learning program that can fulfill their need for achievement and self-awareness.
They tell me what topics they're interested in, and my job is to try to find outings, lectures, different projects and programs for them to do to continue becoming knowledgeable about that topic.
CMAP creates a totally new type of programming for this population, people who still have creative energy and the desire to accomplish. The program focuses on a monthly and daily curriculum of learning. Throughout the day, participants are exposed to cultural experiences and cognitive stimulation, as well as opportunities for socialization and physical activity.
They're learning about new things, maybe that they were once curious about but never had the opportunity to discover before. But in the background of that, they're also sort of their own community. They're becoming more aware of other people's feelings and needs. They have such a bond between each of them that they are really looking out for each other a lot more than we've seen in other traditional programming.
The basic framework of the curriculum each day remains constant. While maintaining the basic framework, the program offers participants new opportunities for learning by focusing on different subjects. This combination of new learning and predictable routine creates an environment that is embraced by those living with dementia. While they provide the tools needed to support accomplishment, they do so in a way that does not interfere with participants' self-esteem.
We just sort of fill in the gaps of things that they may have struggles with, and with the use of templates and procedural memory, they do everything else on their own.
These learning opportunities give participants a new sense of confidence and encouragement to challenge themselves and be open to new experiences. With this newfound confidence, the possibilities are endless. This program shatters all the common myths associated with dementia and reshapes our understanding of what's possible when a program is designed to help people succeed.
There's often a stigma around somebody that has dementia that they're always feeling like they're alone, it's the end of their life, there are no more real opportunities that can be presented to them. But in Hearthstone, but also in this program, we see that there are so many things that they're actually capable of. It's just a matter of believing in it and putting the strength, the effort into making it happen.
Before we get to our Animal of the Week, our animal specialist, Gina Lettery, has an announcement about the Buddy Dog Humane Society in Sudbury.
There's some big news at Buddy Dog this year, and that is that we are celebrating our 50th year of service. So there's going to be a lot of special events throughout the year, and that'll be culminating with our Woofstock Festival being held at the Hudson Elks in October. And if you'd like more information about any of the events that we're having and Woofstock as well, you can check our Buddy Dog website under the special events page, and that's buddydoghs.org. Today we have Benji. Have you ever seen anything cuter than this little guy? He's a young dog, a terrier mix. He's a stray that came to us from a rescue group in North Carolina. He gets along well with other dogs, and he seems very friendly. So if you'd like more information about Benji or any of the other dogs we have here at Buddy Dog, please feel free to call us at 888-443-6990.
The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life 2011 is just around the corner. It will take place on Friday, May 20th, and will once again be held at Galone Park. The Relay for Life Marlborough and Hudson has been growing for the past few years. Participation and money raised reflects the rising interest. The relay is not a typical fundraiser. Teams of people band together for an all-night relay walk with the goal of raising money for research to fight against cancer. There's a festive, carnival-like atmosphere much of the time with food, fun, and games. But there are also moments when loved ones lost to cancer are remembered. The 2011 Relay for Life of Marlborough and Hudson will take place on May 20th through the 21st at Galone Park in Marlborough. For more information, please contact the American Cancer Society representative, Becky Calandris, at 508-270-4638 or by email to becky.calandris@cancer.org. And looking ahead, registration is now open for the 3rd annual Marlborough Triathlon scheduled to be held on July 10th. The course features a 1/3 of a mile swim in the Fort Meadow Reservoir, a 15-mile bike ride, and a 3.3-mile run that finishes at Marlborough High School. Participants can register online at marlboroughTri.com. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Right now in Marlborough This Week, Mayor Nancy Stevens revealed information to City Hall this week regarding her position in the city moving forward. Raytheon Corporation makes a donation to the MEDC, plus an 8th grade teacher from Marlborough High School has been named Teacher of the Year. And later in this half hour, a local nonprofit organization helps those suffering from disabilities live normal, healthy lives. Those stories and more coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with the mayor's announcement that took place on Wednesday. After 2.5 terms, Mayor Nancy Stevens has informed staff at City Hall that she will not be seeking a 4th term as mayor of Marlborough. She was first elected as a school committee member in 1999, then to the city council in 2003, and then as mayor as the first woman ever to be elected mayor of Marlborough. Stevens did comment she does not have another job lined up yet. With Stevens out of the upcoming race, the current candidates are Arthur Vigent, City Council President, and Jim Masso, founder of Marlborough News, an online information news source. Election Day is November 1st. City councilors this week supported the mayor's decision to change the accounting of school benefits, but pointed out that the budget recommendation may lead to a tax increase. Mayor Nancy Stevens has proposed a $125 million budget, which is a 4% increase over this year's $120.2 million. The Finance Committee, joined by the rest of the council, started its budget hearings Wednesday night. The hearings continued on through the end of the week and will carry on through the middle of next week. The public hearing on the budget is scheduled for May 23rd. At the school committee meeting Tuesday night, Superintendent Anthony Pope stated that his department may need more help to manage $9 million in benefit costs that the mayor proposes shifting from the city side of the budget to the school district. The school committee adopted the $50 million fiscal 2012 budget at its last meeting, which was held on April 26th, right before Stevens said she planned to shift the benefit costs. School committee members have said they are not pleased with the mayor's decision to hold back that information, and they feel the change may not be as simple as it seems. We're going to stay with our schools for just one moment as one of our 8th grade teachers at Marlborough High School won the Teacher of the Year award on Thursday afternoon.
It's only my 3rd year in Marlborough, and I feel fantastic that I was put in to the group of all the fantastic people I work with.
Marlborough's United Brethren Masonic Lodge selected its Teacher of the Year for 2011, an annual award to honor teachers for the critical part they play in the lives of the community's children. United Brethren Lodge's Teacher of the Year award is one of several programs supported by Masons that focus on children, the most vulnerable members of society. After interviewing finalists selected by the school district from all nominations received, the Masons chose Erin Casey from the Marlborough Public Schools. A letter of recommendation was submitted by fellow teacher Joy Collier, who, when approached to nominate someone for this award, Erin came to mind.
We received an email wanting nominations for Teacher of the Year, and the first person that came to mind was Erin Casey, who is my coworker. She teaches 8th grade math with me.
Casey was chosen for her passion for teaching, which compels her to go above and beyond what is expected in her role as a teacher.
I think it's really great that I can do what I like to do every day. I get paid for it, which is a bonus. I get to come to work and talk about math and try to get kids excited about math and about learning math and about looking at problems in different ways and solving things.
On Thursday, a group of school officials, both administrative and from the math department, surprised Erin with an award presentation during class time. Casey is only in her 3rd year teaching 8th grade math at Marlborough High School, but she's been nominated for this award in the past 2 years.
The reason why I wanted to nominate Erin Casey was because I felt like she needed some recognition. Everyone knows that she's a great teacher, but she doesn't feel like she's the greatest, and we all think she is, so I wanted to recognize that.
Not only does this Teacher of the Year from the Marlborough High School make her time available to help students with her own class, but Miss Casey is available to help students struggling with any subject.
One of the things that was difficult for me is the organization of going to school and things like that, so I like to try to help kids not only in math but in other subjects, like to get organized and to be able to get from class to class and transition things. Like I like 8th grade because you're getting them ready for the future and the high school and where everything's going to be, and try to get kids to come up from within how to do something so that they can then go on and keep with it in the future.
Hard work and dedication in a profession can, at times, go overlooked, and Joy wanted to ensure that Erin got the attention she deserves.
She's just one of those teachers that all the kids remember. So a lot of her sophomores, she started here 2 years ago, so her sophomores that are here always come back to visit her. They remember her, they remember how she taught math. They ask her for help in math during their free time. She was just such a good teacher to them.
Standard classroom lectures alone is not sufficient to excel. As a teacher, teachers must know the students' needs and tailor instruction to those needs.
I'll make songs to help them remember things. When we're learning about circumference, we'll sing 2 pi r circumference. We'll sing songs and it really sticks with them. I do some weird things, like when we're learning about mode, I'll say mode, most often, just trying to make it fun. I know the kids, they laugh and they make fun, but then when they're in the 10th grade, they'll come back and say, I was taking a test and all of a sudden I couldn't remember which that word, what that one really meant, and then they'll say, but then I remembered you and your weird stuff, and they remember.
A press conference was held right outside City Hall on Monday to present a donation from Raytheon to the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation. Mayor Stevens accepted the donation on behalf of the MEDC.
I'm so pleased to be here this afternoon to accept a donation from Raytheon Corporation to support the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation. With me today are Brian McKeon from Raytheon and Rick Grady, along with City Council President Arthur Vigin, George Ciccone from Marlborough Economic Development Corporation, and the Chairman of the Board for the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation, Arthur Bergeron. Brian, thank you so much for being here and your continued support of the City of Marlborough. And I understand you have a nice big check for us today.
I do. Thank you, Raytheon. We're very pleased to support Marlborough Economic Development Corporation.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you so much. Do you want to say anything further about Raytheon? No, okay. I just really want to thank Raytheon. They are one of those companies that are out there all the time. Anytime we ask for your support, they are always there. Just this past week, with the Marlborough Clean Sweep, they do a wonderful breakfast, and their employees are just such a wonderful part of our community. I want to thank you for your support of the community, not only with a financial donation, but with your continued community support. So thank you very much.
The Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce's Board of Directors has decided to pursue an initiative that could affect the mayor's term by taking it from 2 to 4 years. Here are the details.
We're hoping that this initiative is embraced by the people of this city so that we can move forward.
Suzanne Moriali-Lieber, President and CEO of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, has announced the Chamber's plans to change the city charter to expand the mayor's term from 2 to 4 years. The move has been endorsed by the Chamber's Board of Directors and is backed by 98% of Chamber members who participated in a survey on the matter.
There are many, many reasons why we decided to go that route. Number one, it's more efficient and effective for our community because it takes up to 8 months for a mayor to get into the swing of things, especially a new mayor, to learn the city administration, to learn the people. It takes up to 8 months, and then you're already knee-deep in yet another election cycle.
Currently, city councilors and the mayor serve 2-year terms, while school committee members serve 4-year terms. The chamber is seeking only to change the mayoral term.
Our committee feels that you will attract someone who is willing to give a 4-year commitment. You attract more candidates because it's more of job security. Every 2 years is very hard to plan.
Lieber noted that several Massachusetts cities currently operate with a 4-year term for mayor.
Right now, there are 12 cities who have recently enacted a 2-year to a 4-year term. It's similar to the state government, where the governor is 4 years and the state legislature is every 2 years.
Other benefits include a reduction of the inefficiencies that come from the learning process required by new mayors, in addition to improved relations with the business community.
The next step is we need to get a petition out there. We need 5% of the registered voters to sign our petition to put it on the municipal ballot for this November. And then it would not take effect until 2 years from now in 2013, that elected mayor.
The idea of expanding the mayor's term has been discussed before, but has never gained much traction among city officials or with the public.
We have 3 past mayors who are really in favor of this, and each of them had done at least 2 terms, had been elected to 2 terms, and we're getting their perspective as well. We're going to be doing more op-ed, we're going to be doing more publicity. This is just the beginning.
Attorney General Martha Coakley will speak to the Chamber this Tuesday, May 17th. The event starts at 7:45 a.m. at the Holiday Inn on Lakeside Ave. For more information or to register, please visit marlboroughchamber.org or call 508-485-7746. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough this week, an inside look at our local Boys and Girls Club. But first, a health fair for our senior community. We're back with that story after this short break. Please stay with us.
Hi, Firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's summertime, and that means it's grill time. But before we get started, here are 3 safety tips that you need to know. Before you turn on the gas, make sure the cover is up. Make sure you turn on the gas slowly. When igniting, keep your face away from the grill. Follow these tips, and you'll have a safe and tasty barbecue.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. A health fair was held at the Senior Center on Thursday afternoon to offer its residents the information they need to live healthy lives as they enter into their older years.
A lot of people did say, well, I'm not there yet, I don't need the service yet, but I'm just gathering information. So it's great to be able to reach them and to have them have that resource available when they need it.
Numerous vendors ranging from hospitals to attorneys and social organizations to senior living communities set up booths for the Thursday afternoon health fair.
It's really featuring different companies in the area that provide services to seniors. It's a great way to get a lot of information to seniors, all at the convenience of one place.
The vendors were open to answering any questions seniors may have about a variety of topics.
It's been pretty steady. It's nice when you have a steady flow of people coming in because you really can take the time to talk to everybody and explain what your company is about and how it fits into that person's life. So it's been nice that we've been able to have that chance to talk to everyone.
Seniors walked around, gathered some free giveaways, and caught up with current senior care.
Well, sometimes Sometimes people are just looking for information, and it might be for future use. Today we had that kind of scenario. I had someone come by looking for a friend because they weren't able to make it here, so they needed some help in their home. So our kind of service was very appropriate for what they were looking for.
The fair encourages all seniors to be more active in their community and to become more knowledgeable about the services that are available to them. By having all types of different venues of information in one spot, residents really benefited from a one-stop shop.
Having something like this really helps that senior understand that there are other options to maybe what they thought they had.
Greater Marlborough Programs is a nonprofit organization in the city whose services and efforts help those suffering from disabilities. We met with the director of facilities at one of their 4 residential homes to find out more. The mission of Greater Marlborough Programs is to promote the personal growth, dignity, and acceptance of people with developmental disabilities in the Metro West area. GMPI's services are based upon the belief that all people have similar desires for independence, accomplishment, friendship, satisfying work, and a comfortable place to live.
It was started, I believe, by some families that had developmentally disabled children and had no place for them to go or nothing to do, and so it started, I believe, like that back in the 70s.
This group specializes in residential, family support, transportation, and social and recreational services.
3 of our homes have about 10 to 12 people that reside in them. The latest one that we opened up on Sunset Circle has 5 young adults living there.
With 4 active residences around the city, GMPI is doing what they can for those who need it most. All 4 residences provide support and encouragement for members to live a full life.
They get up in the morning and they have their breakfast, and just like everybody else, and they go out to either jobs or out to other programs where they do different things, and come home at the end of the day and do things. You know, they have their dinner and they do laundry and they do whatever everybody else does. But they have supports there. They have 24-hour support there. So
we asked Dave what sets this program apart from others that are similar.
Staff. It's the staff. The staff in all our programs are absolutely wonderful. They're very loving, caring people. As you probably know, in this kind of a business and social service, there's a lot of money to be made. But they all have a lot of heart, and they've been around. Most of the staff has been around quite a long time. There's not a large turnover in staff because they just care so much and they love the folks so much that's what makes the difference. That's what sets us apart from other agencies.
Since the organization is a nonprofit, raising funds is always a challenge. But with its friends and family outing each year, funds are raised in a fun way at the Hudson Elks.
It started 5 years ago. This is the 5th annual. And it's just like it's a big cookout. And we provide all the food, there's games, there's entertainment.
The fundraiser provides much needed financial support for social and recreational programs that receive no federal or state dollars.
We like to raise some funds through it, but the big thing is to let people know that we're out there and that these folks are out there and to get to meet our folks.
Dave encourages all residents to come out for a night of fun and education.
They're great folks, and that's why I say come on out on June 4th to the Elks in Hudson. And meet them. You'll love them. And they have a great time. They love to dance. They love to have fun.
If you'd like to learn more, please visit their website at gmpinc.org. The Boys and Girls Club of Metro West is another nonprofit organization that does so much for our community. With summer fast approaching, we thought it might be a good idea to show you exactly what the club is all about. Summer is, of course, a great time for kids to simply be kids, but most parents know that it doesn't take long for boredom to set in. That's why many families will turn once again to their local Boys and Girls Club to fill some of those idle summer hours with engaging, stimulating activities.
It's a very structured, organized, licensed school-age program, and it's great because it has very good ratios for the parents, and the kids don't go anywhere without an adult in that program. So it's a very safe program, especially for the younger guys.
The Boys and Girls Club of Metro West features affordable after-school programming throughout the entire year, but summer is definitely a season full of activity.
For our summer camp, it opens the last week of June, right after the kids get out of school. It's an 8-week program, And we have lots of things that go on. We have all different age groups, starting at 5 years old, right up through teenagers. And they're broken down into different groups, along with a technology camp also. And they do trips. They're out of the building a lot. They do beaches and state parks and Paw Sox games and Six Flags and things. And also spend a lot of time inside the building doing different activities.
Summer activities and programs represent more than just a place to park the kids for a few hours. Summer sports, community service groups, art classes, and computer workshops are all rooted in the club's overriding mission to provide programming that focuses on mentoring, education, and parental engagement.
I've been here at the club for 11 years now, and over the course of the years, it's really great. You know, if you're a teacher in school, you have a 3rd grade class, and that class moves on to 4th grade, and then you might see them and you might not. But here, some of the kids that started when I first started were in 2nd and 3rd grade, and they're in college now, and some of them work here part-time, and it's amazing to sort of see the transformation of kids who started, you know, at 7 or 8 years old and are now 21 or 22, and we still have that relationship.
Parents not only take advantage of their summer program, there are activities all year long.
We have different kinds of programs that run in the Boys and Girls Club. Primarily, we do after-school programs. So we have 2 types of after-school programs that we run. We have a licensed daycare program that we run out of this facility, and we also run one at the Richer School for kids who go to Richer. And that program is for kids who are in kindergarten up through 3rd grade this year, and it'll be 4th grade next year when we get the 4th graders back down at the elementary level.
Anyone can join. The annual membership fee is only $25, and scholarships are also available for families in need, and the club never turns away a child.
Families these days are, if they're not single parent families, they're 2 parents that are working. And so a lot of kids would be home if they weren't here at the club. And I think it's sort of a second home. You know, they come in every day after school. You know, many of the staff that are here have been here for years and years. And they feel very, very comfortable here. And, you know, I think it's why sort of members stay, you know, as members for a really long time, you know, sometimes for years and years.
Zev commented that not only is this a great place for kids, but it's a safe place that parents should feel good about.
We constantly ask our parents at the end of all of our programs to evaluate us and let us know how we're doing. And most of our feedback has been, you know, very, very positive. And on occasion, you know, we get feedback where parents think there's something we can do better at. You know, we're very good about constructive criticism and making changes if we need to. And all of those things we think add up to, you know, a very safe, productive, fun program for kids.
Coming up, details about a free dental clinic that's coming up next weekend, and we'll have your pet of the week. Don't move. We're back after this short break.
I'm Officer Darvin Anderson of the Brockton Police Department. This is my canine partner, Gomo. Protecting my partner is a priority for our survival. Canines are trained to give up their lives for their human partners. In the last 3 years, 24 police dogs in the United States have been shot and killed in the line of duty. A bullet and stab protective vest could save their lives. Departmental budgets often do not cover the cost for our canine partners. In August 2010, K9 Kilo from Florida suffered 3 gunshot wounds, 1 to his chest. His bulletproof vest saved his life, and miraculously, Kilo was back to work in only 2 weeks after the shooting. There are many law enforcement canines in Massachusetts who are at risk every day without protection. With your assistance, we can provide vests for our partners. Vested Interest in Canines is a non-profit organization that provides bulletproof vests for canines in Massachusetts. Your generosity could help keep the canines safe. Thank you.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. There are a lot of activities going on in the city next weekend, but there's one event in particular that is reaching out to those who don't have dental insurance. Dental Associates of Marlborough is giving back by holding a clinic for kids that will offer free cleanings and dental care.
From cleanings to cavities to just education, you know, across the board, we want that to improve.
Since the health of young children is the most important in every community, Dr. Sanjeev Nehra, owner of Dental Associates, held his first free dental clinic last year and greatly supports free dental care events. This year's dental clinic will be held on May 21st.
We saw children that, you know, some at age of 6, 7 that have never even seen a dentist before. So, you know, in that respect, it was a little bit scary in the fact that, you know what, unfortunately with, you know, day-to-day lives, that hygiene isn't on that top priority. and seeing children with cavities, and for some of those that we did fillings on, it was nice to help them, but also a little worrisome on my end, the fact that it's, in this day and age, dental decay is that prevalent.
Children will receive free dental services such as dental fillings, general examinations, or dental cleanings.
Everything starts orally for me. There have been more and more research showing systemic problems starting from your oral health. So for me, it's also a little bit selfishness. If the way I, getting thank yous with tears, for me, makes it worthwhile.
Parents will also be glad to receive plenty of useful information about the child's dental care.
Really the big thing is the brushing and flossing. But I think in this day and age where things get lost is really what they eat. It's surprising, but a lot of these fruit drinks, we all know that soda is bad, but really honestly, a lot of these fruit drinks have more sugar than the colas, like the Gatorades and things like that. It's surprising.
Fun is also a part of the entire event. Therefore, plenty of playful programs will attract both children and their parents to this clinic of health and care.
They left feeling good. They left with a clean mouth, a healthy mouth, and the whole experience obviously changed because the way they feel about coming to see the dentist or the way they take care of their teeth is going to take them on for the next years on how they care for themselves.
Those interested to find out more about this free dental clinic are advised to call the dental office at 508-485-1800.
Today we have little Peanut, and she's a southern dog called a Feist, which means that she's a squirrel hunting dog. And she'd probably like to chase kitties too. But she's real sweet with other dogs, and she's got a lot of personality, and she's going to make a great pet. So if you'd like to know more about Peanut, please feel free to call us at Buddy Dog. The number is 978-443-6990. Right, Peanut?
And before we go, don't forget about Relay for Life 2011. The event is coming up on May 20th at Galone Park. That's next Friday night. All the proceeds from the event will go directly to the American Cancer Society. Even if you aren't involved in the event this year, it's a great opportunity to see what the Relay is all about. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough This Week, Attorney General Martha Coakley addressed a crowd of chamber members Tuesday morning. City budget hearings came to a close Tuesday night, plus a data breach has affected our local career center. And later in this half hour, one local resident put smiles on people's faces with her gift of comedy. Those stories and more coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with Tuesday's Chamber Breakfast with Martha Coakley.
I want to tell you a little bit about the kinds of things we've been doing in the Attorney General's office and more importantly, the kinds of things we want to do and how I would like to get you engaged in that as we look at sort of getting back to work, turning this economy around.
Attorney General Martha Coakley spoke to about 50 members of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce on Tuesday morning. Coakley says she wants changes in the healthcare system and more aggressive prosecution of white-collar criminals during the talk at the Holiday Inn.
I think one of the things that's most important to get us back to work and to get the sense that we have a bright future is making sure that we all work together on this. It's not just about government or about the private sector or about the not-for-profit sector. We all live in a society. We live in a commonwealth, aptly named, I think, and I would like to think, because that's where I come from, as I've worked both in private practice and on the government side, that we all have the same mission, that we are trying to provide safe communities, a healthy economy, get people back to work, And that works best when we all kind of know what the rules are and play by the rules.
Coakley commented that the state must increase healthcare transparency to get the economy back on track.
We have, for a long time, had access to good health insurance that we've paid small premiums, small co-pays. Businesses have paid more, obviously. But as those rates started to spiral up everywhere, and they're not just going up, by the way, because of what Massachusetts did or because of what's happened at the national level, we don't have any transparency on those rates. We really don't know what we're paying for. And part of our job has been and will continue to be to show the market discrepancies, to look at the market leverage issues and say, if we are going to fix the way we provide for, deliver health care, you can't just fix the roof. You have to look at the flawed foundation.
Coakley told business owners that she's working to keep rising energy costs fair and reasonable, highlighting her recommendation against a $104 million rate hike for National Grid last September.
If you're going to come in and ask for a rate increase, you can't really be charging off to consumers things like your executives, vacations or private school educations or shipping wine back from London. Can't do it. That's our job, to make sure that they are accurate and honest when they come in and say ratepayers should be paying more.
Coakley also spoke about her recent pledge to crack down on fraud and corruption.
We don't like to get involved unless we have to, but when we come in, I'd like to think it's because we level the playing field for everybody, businesses, laborers, and go after those people who want to cut corners or who want to violate the law.
On Tuesday night, the Finance Committee recommended a municipal budget of $123.5 million, a $3.3 million increase over fiscal 2011. The committee has recommended $1.5 million in cuts from the mayor's budget proposal. The full city council still needs to vote on the budget. A public hearing is set for this Monday. In addition, the committee agreed to keep Human Services, Veteran Services, and the Council on Aging as separate agencies. Mayor Nancy Stevens had proposed merging the departments into one with one leader. The debate over Human Services began a year ago when the council cut all $63,000 in Human Services funding for fiscal year 2011. Councilors who voted for the cut stated that they did so to spur a discussion about how to better serve the community. In the end, the council restored the department's funding through the end of this fiscal year and asked the mayor to submit a reorganization plan. At Monday's budget hearing, some councilors said they were disappointed that the city is doing away with the restructuring plan. Director of Human Services Rosalind Baker has resigned, and for the meantime, Lynn Faust has been chosen to serve in the Human Services office. Faust will serve part-time Monday through Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. For this week's Committee Corner, I'm Rob O'Keefe.
Forums will be taking place for parents this month to talk about the school district's plans for an academic academy called STEM. The school department will hold information sessions in the coming weeks about the district's planned Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Academy. The sessions are scheduled for May 24th at 7 p.m. in the Marlborough High School's Little Theater for parents of current 8th graders, May 25th at 7 p.m. in the Whitcomb School Auditorium for parents of current 5th graders, and May 31st at 7 p.m. in the Little Theater for parents of current 5th and 8th graders. The STEM Academy is set to open next school year with a group of about 100 6th graders and 75 9th graders. For more information, please visit mps-edu.org. According to the city clerk's office, a few more residents have pulled nomination papers for this year's election. Here are the residents who are showing interest so far. Longtime school committee member Kathleen Roby has pulled nomination papers for a councilor-at-large seat. She has also pulled papers for a school committee seat, but says she is exploring the possibility of a city council run. Incumbents Ward 3 Councilor Matt Elder, Ward 4 Councilor Robert Tenera, and Ward 6 Councilor Ed Clancy have also recently pulled papers for re-election. Council President Arthur Vigin and Jim Masso have pulled papers for mayor. Nancy Stevens has announced she's not running for re-election. Assabet Valley Regional Vocational School Committee member Joseph Valuarati has pulled papers for re-election, joining Mark Stakonis. Joe Collins has pulled nomination papers for Councilor-at-Large. George Stein took out paperwork for the Ward 3 Councilor seat, and Todd Bokeman pulled papers for Ward 7. Potential candidates have until August 12th at 5 p.m. to pick up nomination papers from the city clerk's office. Candidates must have 50 valid signatures to qualify for the ballot.
There are some new things pertinent to campaign finance. We have found in the past that although we do provide a campaign finance guidebook for individuals running, we've brought to their attention some very important notes from that. One being that a candidate's treasurer cannot be a public employee. So we want to make sure that people, when they do choose a treasurer for their campaign finance, they are not choosing somebody that is a public employee. So we've tried to provide them with as much information as possible. Inclusive with that guidebook are some bulleted items that we want to bring to the folks' attention.
A preliminary election, if necessary, will be scheduled for October 4th. Election day is November 1st. On Thursday morning, a committee formed by city councilors and city engineers came together to discuss the ward and district lines. We spoke with Ward 6 City Councilor Ed Clancy to find out what this means for voters moving forward. The City Council Ward Re-Precincting Committee met with city engineers on Thursday morning at the DPW garage to discuss the re-precincting map submitted by Mayor Nancy Stevens.
We reviewed the proposed changes to the ward lines and also the district lines.
These new ward guidelines were determined primarily from the 2010 U.S. Census that was recently conducted.
We received information from the state concerning these precinct changes. We had to take into consideration the fact that some people are probably going to be moved from one precinct to another or one ward to another.
Changes have been made to the 7 wards. Residents who will be affected will be notified.
It's not going to be totally changed. There are people that are presently in certain wards that are going to be reassigned to a new ward. And that'll all be done after December 31st.
The information received by affected residents is crucial starting January 2012.
There will be some confusion because, some people will probably be reporting to the wrong ward voting area versus where they used to vote.
The re-precincting map will be discussed this Monday night at the City Council meeting.
All the city councilors are going to receive a copy of the redistricting map over the weekend so that they can review it, and if they have any concerns, we'd have to primarily deal with it that evening.
Changes were discussed Thursday morning, but in the end, the proposed map was approved by the re-precincting committee.
We did consider changing some things, but in the final outcome, we took the recommendation primarily done by our GIS Informations Director, which is Nat Bowen, and plus also Tim Collins from the engineering department. They did a tremendous amount of work. These two guys did a great job on getting this information together for us. And that's where the credit really should be going to.
If the map is approved by the City Council, it will last for 10 years and it will not take effect until January 1st, 2012. A data breach that recently occurred at a one-stop career center will affect some Marlborough residents who visited our local center in the last month. Steps were taken immediately to eliminate the virus that caused the release of information. The state's labor office is recommending residents to have their credit frozen if they had a staff member at Marlborough's Employment and Training Resource Center access their personal files following a recent data breach. A computer virus that occurred last month affected the computers at One Stop Career Centers. Employment and Training Resources in Marlborough, located at 201 Boston Post Road West, is one of those centers. If a staff member entered personal information from a resident between April 19th and May 13th, those people are at risk. The virus may have collected confidential information such as names, addresses, and social security numbers. The breach is no longer active, and the Labor Office is working with its security provider, the Attorney General's Office, and other law enforcement services on the issue. For more information, please call the Unemployment Assistance Department at 877-232-6200. Still to come as we continue with Marlborough This Week, Relay for Life 2011 has been postponed due to the weather. But first, a chance for all residents to get in on the city's master plan process. We're back with that story after this short break. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Gina Lettery with the Buddy Dog Humane Society, here with some summer safety tips for you and your pet. We all have places to go and people to see in the summer. So let's take a look at some tips for keeping your pet safe on the go. It may seem cool to let your pet sit next to you in the car, but this can become a distraction for the driver and may cause an accident. Always provide your pet with a well-ventilated crate or carrier when traveling, or use a seatbelt specifically designed for pets. And no matter how cool or fun you think it is, never let your dog travel in the bed of your truck. Even at the lowest speeds, your dog could get ejected from the truck during quick stops and turns. And remember, it's against the law. Always secure a carrier or crate to the bed if you must travel this way. Follow these simple rules and your buddy will thank you.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. The public forum on the City of Marlborough's master plan that was originally scheduled for Saturday, May 21st at Marlborough High School has been now rescheduled. The master plan public forum that was originally scheduled for Saturday, May 21st at Marlborough High School has been rescheduled for Wednesday, June 8th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Massachusetts International Academy located at 280 Lock Drive. Anyone who lives, works, owns property, or owns a business in Marlborough is invited to attend. The Marlborough Economic Development Corporation is currently working with a consultant team to develop an economic development master plan scheduled to be completed in September. A number of focus groups have already been held, but this is the first opportunity the public has had to get in on the process. The doors will open at 5:30 p.m. for registration, and the program will begin at 6. At 6:30, breakout groups will be formed. Each group will be guided and assisted by members of the consultant team. At 8:30 p.m., all the participants will come back together in the auditorium for the final session of the evening. The program should wrap up by 9 p.m. All residents are encouraged to attend. The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life was originally planned for this weekend, but has been postponed due to the weather. A new date has been set. The Marlborough Hudson Relay for Life scheduled for this weekend at Galone Park has been rescheduled for Friday and Saturday, June 10th and 11th. The relay will still include the same ceremonies and events. The opening ceremony and their survivor's lap will take place at 6 p.m. on Friday, June 10th. For more information, please contact the American Cancer Society representative, Becky Calandris, at 508-270-4638 or by email to becky.calandris@cancer.org. Despite the dismal weather we've been seeing this week, the residents at the Christopher Heights Living Facility were all smiles thanks to a comedy show that was performed by one of its residents. Dorothy Angelo is 94 years old and says the key to staying young is to keep laughing.
I said to God one day when I got up, God, I'm still here. What is it you want me to do? And he said, keep them laughing.
And that's exactly what Dorothy Angelo is doing. Angelo is a resident of Christopher Heights Assisted Living Facility and is about to be 95 years old this June.
My husband always encouraged me to tell jokes. After he died, I was sitting in a rocking chair and thinking to myself, what am I going to do now?
Angelo decided she wasn't going to sit back. She motivated herself to move forward.
What you need to do really is look into yourself, look for your talents, where you feel that you do a pretty good job, maybe haven't made use of it. And so I thought about the jokes, and I thought, I'm not going to sit in a rocking chair and knit and crochet, because first of all, I don't know how to do those things.
With her husband as her inspiration, Angelo began to tour local senior living facilities with a stand-up comedy routine. Her first routine was performed at the Ashland Senior Center.
They encouraged me, and I began going one senior center to the other.
Show after show, Angela received raving reviews. After a few years, she was diagnosed with macular degeneration, which is a medical condition which usually affects older adults that results in a loss of vision. Again, Angela did not let this stand in her way.
The thing is, I have to keep everything in my head because I can't read anymore. And if I write, I can write what I want, but then I can't read it back.
When she came to Christopher Heights, she was thrilled when the staff asked her to perform once again.
And I thought to myself, well, why not? If I stumble, who cares? I have to tell you, I've left plenty of room between jokes for applause.
The turnout for Wednesday afternoon's comedy performance was well attended, and Dorothy gave her all, just as she does in every aspect of her life.
I'm going to make the most of it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to tell jokes. I'm going to be positive. What else can I do except be unhappy? And I'm not going to be that. You could get angry, but then you have to learn to discard it. You know, forget about it. Have an argument with somebody, it's part of life. Get over it.
Coming up, details about the Memorial Day Parade, and we'll have your Pet of the Week. Don't move. We're back after this short break.
Hi, firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's summertime, and that means it's grill time. But before we get started, here are 3 safety tips that you need to know. Before you turn on the gas, make sure the cover is up. Make sure you turn on the gas slowly. When igniting, keep your face away from the grill. Follow these tips and you'll have a safe and tasty barbecue.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Memorial Day is just around the corner, and the president of the Veterans Council has announced that U.S. Senator Scott Brown will be featured at this year's parade. The event is coming up on Monday, May 30th. Festivities include a parade on Main Street that stops at all the city's war memorials. Speeches will follow the parade.
Today we have Benji. Have you ever seen anything cuter than this little guy? He's a young dog, a terrier mix. He's a stray that came to us from a rescue group in North Carolina. He gets along well with other dogs, and he seems very friendly. So if you'd like more information about Benji or any of the other dogs we have here at Buddy Dog, please feel free to call us at 978-443-6990.
And before we go, the annual Family and Friends outing sponsored by Greater Marlborough Programs will be held Saturday, June 4th from 1 to 5 p.m. rain or shine at the Hudson Elks located at 99 Park Street in Hudson. This fundraiser is an opportunity to connect with people in the communities of Metro West. To purchase tickets, please contact Joanne Paris at 508-485-4227. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next week. Coming up right now in Marlborough this week, the City Council approved the budget for fiscal year 2012 on Monday night. Several sightings of graffiti has led to an arrest. Plus, the rain held off for a Premier Golf Open on Tuesday morning, and later in this half hour, one Marlborough man has now run every road in the city. Those stories and more are coming up right now on Marlborough This Week. Welcome to Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Let's begin with this week's Committee Corner. The City Council on Monday night supported a $123.5 million fiscal 2012 budget, a 2.8% increase from the current year. Councilors passed a budget that cuts $1.5 million from Mayor Nancy Stevens' recommendation. The mayor's recommended $125 million budget had marked a 4% increase, or $4.8 million over the current fiscal year, which ends June 30th. A public hearing on the budget was conducted at the beginning of the meeting, but no residents spoke during the hearing. Councilor-at-Large Mike Lossing said he has never seen a budget public hearing where no resident spoke. In addition, at the beginning of the meeting, Council President Arthur Vigent led the council in a moment of silence for Robert Rennie, a former city councilor who died on May 1st. Rennie served as the Ward 6 councilor from 1969 through 1983. He was a graduate of Marlborough High School and was a U.S. Army veteran of World War II. He owned and operated Rennie's Blacksmith and Welding Shop on Lincoln Street for more than 50 years. The licensing board approved outdoor seating for a Route 20 restaurant on Wednesday night. The West Ender restaurant, located at 493 Boston Post Road West, plans to add a patio with 32 seats. Owner Matt LeDuc says he will install a 6-foot fence around the area as well. Plans call for outdoor seating from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. during the middle months of the year. LeDuc decided against pursuing the option of serving liquor outside, but he may seek it at a later date. At Tuesday's school committee meeting, an announcement was made regarding a parent advisory council. In March, a group that seeks to improve communication between parents and schools was formed. Melissa LeBaire, a parent of 2 children in the school district, has worked with Superintendent Anthony Pope over the last few months to form this group. The council first met in March and has about 20 parents representing different grades. In other business, Pope says he hopes to present ideas at the next school committee meeting about how the department can undertake a $250,000 cut to its fiscal 2012 budget. Mayor Stevens had recommended a $49.8 million school department budget, a $1.5 million increase from the current year. The city council approved a municipal budget on Monday that included a $250,000 cut. Pope says he's still looking at areas to make those cuts, and he's waiting on how much the state will give the district for special education funding. There have been several sightings of graffiti in the area in the last couple of months, and police now say they may be linked to one man. Police arrested 28-year-old Zachary Lodi of Marlborough last week and charged him with 7 counts of tagging property. The graffiti that Lodi had drawn had gang-related symbols and phrases, but police state they do not think a related gang is actually in the area. Police say they think Lodi spray-painted the following properties last month: the police substation of French Hill, the Walgreens on Granger Boulevard, 373 Lincoln Street, Tedeschi's on Chestnut Street, the Hildreth School, 406 Lincoln Street, and Marlborough House of Pizza on Main Street. Lodi came up as a possible suspect during the investigation, and after interviewing him, he was arrested at the police station. Lodi and another Marlborough man were also arrested in February on charges that involved a BB gun. Lodi is due back in Marlborough District Court on June 4th for the graffiti charges and June 14th in the BB gun case. The Marlborough Economic Development Corporation is currently working on a master plan for the city. A forum is coming up on June 8th for all residents, but there is something you can do in the meantime. It's a survey at marlboroughedc.com. The Marlborough Economic Development Corporation has posted a visual preference survey on its website for residents of Marlborough to weigh in on their vision for the city as we move forward. The survey is being used to create public input for the Economic Development Master Plan scheduled to be completed in September. In the online survey, a series of images are used to illustrate different options for development. The objective of the online tool is to develop a sense of what people would like to see in their community. In addition to the survey, a master plan public forum will be held on Wednesday, June 8th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Massachusetts International Academy located at 280 Lock Drive. The master planning process has been established to address 3 basic questions. Where is the Marlborough economy today? What is the community vision for the future of the Marlborough economy? And how should the community go about achieving that vision? Anyone who lives, works, owns property, or owns a business in Marlborough is invited to attend the forum on June 8th. Speaking of businesses in the city, the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce hosted their annual Premier Golf Open Tuesday morning at the Marlborough Country Club. News reporter Megan Mellon has this story.
After weeks of rain, members of the Chamber of Commerce got out on the golf course for the 37th annual PGO. Since the Chamber is all about networking, what better place than the Marlborough Country Club for one of the Chamber's more popular events?
It really is one of the Chamber's most fun events. Originally, years ago, networking was done on the golf course. Businesses were done on the, business was done on the golf course.
With all the poor weather we've been experiencing lately, the golfers were that much more excited to get out on the course.
The weather's cooperating, no rain, no storms, no lightning, and hopefully no tornadoes later on. So yeah, it's a great time.
It's just a beautiful day. It's not too sunny and it's not raining.
Some of the golfers were out on the course for the first time this year, and according to them, it showed.
The golf game has been okay, but we're going to get hot and we're going to start birdieing every hole from here on in.
It's like a Clint Eastwood movie, the good, the bad, and the ugly at this point in time.
Since the weather held off, some of the golfers were looking for any edge they could find, even fashioning pink golf balls.
Oh, you know what? I get more grief about these pink balls, but you know what? When you're looking for your ball, you can always find it. So they're ladies' balls, and I love them. And I think it helps.
For Marlborough This Week, I'm Megan Mellon.
The following day, Marlborough residents Gary Cattern and Christine Johansson were seen running down Main Street around 4 p.m. They met recently thanks to a rare goal of running every road in Marlborough. They both began on their own in January, and on Wednesday afternoon, Cattern's 200-mile journey came to an end with Johansson by his side.
I thought about, should I research this, and decided, nah, just do it and see what happens.
Gary Cattern completed a 5-month goal on Wednesday as he ran every road in Marlborough, all 618 of them. There are 208.5 miles total in Marlborough.
I've been running now for about six plus years since I took my 20-year vacation. And each year I try to set some kind of a mileage goal or something to shoot for. And it was a different idea. So last fall I got this thought of how many different places in the city I'd run, and why not try to hit them all?
Cattern reached his goal with another Marlborough resident, Christine Johansson, who had the same goal. Johansson is about 87% there. Both runners who hadn't met before April completed the Boston Marathon last month.
I just thought it was so wild that there could be two people who not only came up with the same goal, but at the same time while running, while training for the same race. I mean, how weird is that?
In preparation for this year's Boston Marathon, Johansson created this goal to take her mind off of her bigger goals.
I was putting away my Christmas decorations and I came across a map of Marlborough that I was given, they come in the mail or whatever, when I moved back in 2002. And I had just sort of tossed it in a pile. So I came across that map and I thought, ooh, well, there's something to both keep me entertained and to, calm me down from my marathon goals. So I'm going to run every one of those roads.
Cattern left a stretch of Main Street near City Hall for the last bit of his journey. He and Johansson finished in front of a crowd that included family and friends and Mayor Nancy Stevens.
I think it's really remarkable that you think about two people that have run every roadway in the city of Marlborough. We jokingly said we wish we had known before they started that we could have them do road surveys for us. That would have been great. But I think it is so wonderful to have two residents that, in training for something like the marathon and to run every roadway in the city. I don't know of anybody that's accomplished that.
Both runners feel as though goals are necessary to keep yourself interested and motivated.
It's a good idea to have a race you're looking towards or some kind of a goal. It definitely motivates you.
Not everybody has to run every road in Marlborough. It's just important to have a goal in mind and set a plan to help you get there.
Although Cattern has been living in Marlborough for 20 years, after running every road in the city, he feels a little bit closer to home.
I can really look around and say, yep, I've been there. You get a feel for the place. You feel like you're that much more familiar with it.
Still to come as we continue with Marlborough This Week, one deserving senior received recognition this week for his commitment to fitness. But first, an innovative way to help those suffering from memory loss. We're back with that story after this short break. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Gina Lettery with the Buddy Dog Humane Society, here with some summer safety tips for you and your pet. We all have places to go and people to see in the summer, so let's take a look at some tips for keeping your pet safe on the go. It may seem cool to let your pet sit next to you in the car, but this can become a distraction for the driver and may cause an accident. Always provide your pet with a well-ventilated crate or carrier when traveling, or use a seatbelt specifically designed for pets. And no matter how cool or fun you think it is, never let your dog travel in the bed of your truck. Even at the lowest speeds, your dog could get ejected from the truck during quick stops and turns. And remember, it's against the law. Always secure a carrier or crate to the bed if you must travel this way. Follow these simple rules and your buddy will thank you.
Welcome back to Marlborough This Week. Hearthstone Alzheimer Care, located in Marlborough, had a luncheon on Wednesday to celebrate the launch of a pilot program aimed at fulfilling the lives of those who are experiencing memory loss. We met with the creator of the program to find out more.
Other programs say we must live in the moment. We know that people with dementia can think about the past, think about the future, and if you reinforce it every day, they can have a life with with richness.
This cognitive memory achievement program was created for those experiencing mild cognitive impairments. The program focuses on people who still have creative energy and the desire to accomplish.
We created it because we know that people with dementia need a life. They need meaning in their lives. And just doing activities from 10 to 10:30 and another activity from 10:30 to 11 doesn't do it, doesn't give people meaningful lives. Whereas learning something, being engaged in something they've chosen to do, gives them meaning in their life.
Participants can learn new things, plan for the future, set goals, and regain meaning in their lives by becoming active individuals in their communities.
It's a learning program for people with dementia, and most people think that people with dementia can't learn anyway. So it overcomes the stigma of non-learning. It also overcomes the stigma of non-personhood. These are people first who happen to have a problem, and that's what we deal with.
Hearthstone's founder John Zeisel provided attendees an inside look at the pilot program on Wednesday afternoon.
The pilot program only exists in Marlborough. The reason for that is that we already have a place, we already can try it out, so all we had to do is invest in staff, in training them, and learning these new approaches, and we didn't have to, in a sense, rent a school building.
Zeisel focused on the fact that CMAP is like no other program.
That most programs make decisions for the person. They said from 10 to 11 you're doing bingo, from 11 to 11:30 you're doing drawing, and from 11:30 to 12 you're setting the table. We don't do that. The entire morning is set up for them to engage in activities they want to do. They make the decisions for themselves.
Since 1992, Hearthstone has set the standard for innovation, research, and the highest quality care available for the memory impaired. The CMAP program is the next step for those who want to experience a more full life.
Right now, after a year and a half of trying it out, a year and a half of testing it and piloting it, we know it works. We know that people with dementia can improve the way they see the world, can really bring themselves together and see themselves as people and have an identity.
The Wayside Racquet and Swim Club met Wednesday afternoon to recognize their hardworking and dedicated senior population. The event was in light of Senior Health and Fitness Day.
National Senior Health and Fitness Day was started 18 years ago, and what it is a program to recognize senior citizens who are physically active.
Each year, all around the country, this Health and Fitness Day is celebrated to encourage fitness at every age.
And we've got a great formula. We have a luncheon every year. There's a tennis tournament to recognize our senior tennis players, the Al Corsanis Memorial Tennis Tournament. And we have a luncheon, we give out t-shirts, and we present the George Fortin Fit for Life Award to a deserving senior member every year.
The Fit for Life Award began 15 years ago in honor of George Fortin.
George was 70 years old when he did our Marlborough Lions Spring Sprint Triathlon for the first time, and then he did it again at the age of 80. So we presented the award to George himself that year, and now have presented it each year to a deserving senior citizen who has exemplified a commitment to senior fitness.
This year's recipient was Jim Bush. The 86-year-old is a two-time survivor of cancer, and the Wayside staff couldn't be more proud of Jim.
Jim is a very, very active man. He's 86 years old, a former Navy veteran of World War II. And while he was in the Navy, Jim got really into calisthenics and health and fitness. His family tells me he began each morning with headstands, believe it or not, and push-ups and sit-ups, and then went out for a short jog.
For Wayside, the senior population is their inspiration on a daily basis.
As the baby boomers get older, more and more seniors are getting more and more active. So we're seeing a growth in that senior fitness population. A lot of tennis players in the senior market as well. They're a great group of people. It's not only a physical fitness club for them, but it's a social club as well. A lot of relationships are formed, a lot of bonding takes place. It's a real good support group for our seniors.
All of the seniors look forward to this event all year long.
They love the luncheon, they love the t-shirts, they get excited about the George Fortin Award and the presentation, they look forward to the tennis tournament. It's kind of like the culmination of the year for them. They really enjoy it. It's also the start of the summer season, which they all look forward to.
A free dental clinic was held at Dental Associates last weekend. Cleanings, fillings, and other dental work were performed. Here's Megan Mellon with more.
Kristen, we were at the Dental Associates of Marlborough on Saturday for a free clinic, and they had a great turnout. Good girl. Let's be honest. There are very few people who like to sit in the dentist chair. But with insurance costs as high as they are, residents of Marlborough took advantage of the free clinic held last weekend.
Right now, it's really difficult to get good dental care. For our insurance options at my employer aren't very favorable for a family, and it's kind of a struggle sometimes to find something like this.
Dr. Sanji Nara of Dental Associates held the first free clinic last year, and it went so well that he wanted to do the same thing this year.
I just feel strongly in giving back to the community, and today we see so many job loss, dental insurance loss, and a lot of these kids haven't seen a dentist in years.
Dr. Nara's crew saw over 50 patients for cleanings, but also performed more extensive work when it was necessary.
We're actually having the chance to also do some fillings, some sealants, and a lot of extra work that we have the time and the ability to do, so we're going to take advantage of every minute we get.
Pat Stanhope was there with her grandkids last year. They had such a great experience that they decided to come back.
This is a great thing that they're doing, and they make it fun with the balloons and the clown and the face painting.
A lot of people are very apprehensive about dentistry, but in this day and age, it's really not like that. From having movies playing on for the children to really catering the way we treat patients to kids.
And my grandson had no cavities because they were taught how to clean their teeth. So it's been really good.
With a high turnout and how well the kids did, you can tell that this event will continue to grow in the future. Kristen?
Greater Marlborough Programs is a nonprofit organization in the city whose services and efforts help those suffering from disabilities. We met the director of facilities at one of their 4 residential homes to find out about an upcoming fundraiser that everyone can attend.
The mission of Greater Marlborough Programs is to promote the personal growth, dignity, and acceptance of people with developmental disabilities in the Metro West area. GMPI's services are based upon the belief that all people have similar desires for independence, accomplishment, friendship, satisfying work, and a comfortable place to live.
It was started, I believe, by some families that had developmentally disabled children and had no place for them to go or nothing to do, and so it started, I believe, like that back in the 70s.
This group specializes in residential, family support, transportation, and social and recreational services.
3 of our homes have about 10 to 12 people that reside in them. The latest one that we opened up on Sunset Circle has 5 young adults living there.
With 4 active residences around the city, GMPI is doing what they can for those who need it most. All 4 residences provide support and encouragement for members to live a full life.
They get up in the morning and they have their breakfast, and just like everybody else, and they go out to either jobs or out to other programs where they do different things, and come home at the end of the day and do things. They have their dinner and they do laundry and they do whatever everybody else does. But they have supports there. They have 24-hour support there. So
we asked Dave what sets this program apart from others that are similar.
Staff. It's the staff. The staff in all our programs are absolutely wonderful. They're very loving, caring people. As you probably know, in this kind of a business and social service, there's a lot of money to be made. But they all have a lot of heart, and they've been around. Most of the staff has been around quite a long time. There's not a large turnover in staff because they just care so much and they love the folks so much that's what makes the difference. That's what sets us apart from other agencies.
Since the organization is a nonprofit, raising funds is always a challenge. But with its friends and family outing each year, funds are raised in a fun way at the Hudson Elks.
It started 5 years ago. This is the 5th annual. And it's just like it's a big cookout. And we provide all the food, there's games, there's entertainment.
The fundraiser provides much needed financial support for social and recreational programs that receive no federal or state dollars.
We like to raise some funds through it, but the big thing is to let people know that we're out there and that these folks are out there and to get to meet our folks.
Dave encourages all residents to come out for a night of fun and education.
They're great folks, and that's why I say come on out on June 4th to the Elks in Hudson. And meet them. You'll love them. And they have a great time. They love to dance. They love to have fun.
If you'd like to learn more, please visit their website at gmpinc.org.
Coming up, the Lions Club wants you to participate in their yearly fundraiser. Plus, we'll have your Pet of the Week. Don't move. We're back after this short break.
Summer.
Firefighter Mark Asenko here with some safe summer tips for you. It's summertime, and that means it's grill time. But before we get started, here are 3 safety tips that you need to know. Before you turn on the gas, make sure the cover is up. Make sure you turn on the gas slowly. When igniting, keep your face away from the grill. Follow these tips, and you'll have a safe and tasty barbecue.
Welcome back to Marlborough this week. The Lions Club is gearing up for yet another amazing race Marlborough. The event takes after the hit TV show, The Amazing Race. Our local version is coming up on Sunday, June 12th. The Amazing Race Marlborough is just 2 weeks away, and race organizers are getting ready for this year's event. We met with race organizer Randy Scott to learn more.
Teams of 2 or more they travel throughout the greater Marlborough area, and they have between 8 and 10 tasks to perform along the way. The team that finishes all those 8 or 10 tasks first wins.
The Lions event takes teams to spots for different challenges in the Marlborough area.
For those people that are interested in doing this, I mean, first of all, you have to be a game player. You want to be able to play games and be competitive. You don't have to be terribly athletic. Skills are not necessarily required, but everything is good. Good temperament, definitely required.
The race will begin at noon from the top level of the city's west parking garage, and teams should arrive no later than 11:30 a.m. There are 3 race categories: duo, group, and family. There's a prize for the top finisher in each division.
This is pretty much a rain or shine event. Most of the tasks and challenges can be done in the rain. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to do in the rain, and there's a couple that may get washed out. Fortunately, we haven't had anything that's really stopped us yet, and it would have to be significant rain for it to really ruin anything anyway.
The cost is $25 per adult and $10 for children ages 8 through 12. Children under the age of 8 are free.
All of the proceeds, which is pretty much all of the entry fee, goes to the Marlborough Lions Club to help people in the community. We typically raise about $1,000 during the course of the event. So it's really a nice fundraiser, and it's a great way to raise money because people enjoy doing it.
13 teams have signed on so far, and there are currently 7 spots open. So if you're interested, please call Randy Scott at the Main Street Cafe at 508-485-7664.
I think as long as the show remains on TV, it keeps that drive alive for Jim and I to find new tasks to do and so on and so forth. So, I can see us doing this for a few more years anyway.
Today we have Byron, and he's just a young boy, very active. He's under a year old probably. He's a stray from Puerto Rico. He was only here briefly when he was adopted, and then he had to come back because he wouldn't stop chasing the kitties in the house. Other than that, they said he was absolutely wonderful. So he's going to make a great pet for a kitty-free home. So if you're interested in Byron, please call us at Buddy Dog. The number is 978-443-6990.
And before we go, don't forget about the city's Memorial Day Parade. Festivities will take place this Monday beginning at 10 a.m. The day includes a parade on Main Street that stops at all the city's war memorials. The speeches will follow the parade. U.S. Senator Scott Brown will be a featured speaker at this year's event. And also, don't forget to become our friend on Facebook. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Marlborough This Week. I'm Kristen Doucette. Thanks for joining us. We're taking a break from the news next week, so we'll see you again the week of June 6th. Enjoy your holiday weekend.